That was easy.
Hey guys, it's Jasmine, and in this video I'm going to talk about how to change the past in order to manifest your specific person effortlessly. So this video really plays off of all of my other videos, so if you haven't seen my playlist, I will have that link below for you guys, or at the end of the video I will have a clickable link. Make sure that you stick around until the end of the video because I'm going to tell you the #1 mistake that people make when they are trying to apply this process. So if you're familiar with manifesting, you're probably familiar with the idea of parallel realities. The idea of parallel realities states that our illusion of the continuum that we're experiencing is actually a series of snapshots, and each snapshot is a picture of the reality, the whole reality that you're creating in that moment. Past, present, and future existing in that one snapshot. So past, present, and future exists now in this snapshot. So in this snapshot, you have the idea of memories, but it's all based on the culmination of the thoughts and beliefs and expectations that you're holding right now. So everything within your consciousness, your emotions, that which you believe to be true is creating the past, present, and future that you are experiencing now in this moment in time. But there is no time. There is only the illusion of time, and past, present, and future are all now in this moment. So there's no objective past, there's no objective reality at all, because reality is completely subject to change. In every moment, you choose the reality that you're creating with the sum of your thoughts and feelings and expectations and beliefs and emotions about it. Each snapshot has no actual connection to the snapshot that came before or after. It's just a bunch of snapshots of reality. You have the ultimate power and ability to change your whole life within each and every snapshot. The problem is that you wake up every day and you tend to think the same thoughts majority of the time. And if you're trying to change your reality, usually you take a portion of the thoughts that you're thinking and you change those, and then that situation changes. But if you woke up one morning and you had, let's say, amnesia and you didn't remember anything, and you just started being very deliberate and all of your thoughts were new and different, your entire life could change very, very quickly. Or if you just woke up and remembered a different reality, you would be able to change anything very quickly if you believe and knew that you could. Now, anything is possible, and we see this in our reality. We see that we can change the past, and we see that we can change the future, and we see that we can change the now. It just all happens in a very logical way. But the fact that it happens in a very logical way doesn't mean that it's not so. Let me give you an example of changing the past. Have you ever remembered something that changed your past, your present, and or your future? Some people wake up one morning and they remember traumatic events of the past that they had, quote, repressed. Or for instance, with your specific person, you could have a conversation with them right now and they could tell you something that completely changes the past, present, and future. For instance, if your specific person told you that they don't want anything to do with you and they don't like you and that you should leave them alone, but then tomorrow they come to you and they say, you know what, I'm sorry, I loved you all along. I was in denial. I didn't want to admit it to myself. I love you. I want to be with you. I don't want to waste any more time. Let's do this now. That's an example of what it would look like if you were to change your reality. You could change the past, the present, and the future in one snapshot. And it does manifest like that. But at the end of the day, it's like, oh, how logical. That was happening anyway. It's this perfect design. It's creative, it's creation, and we are creators. And we can change it at any moment in time, past, present, and future. Everything is subject to your reality that you're creating with your thoughts, beliefs, and expectations. So one thing that people really struggle with when they want to change their future is they're remembering the past. And this will hold you back every single time, because if you're remembering the story that is not what you want, and it's traumatizing you, you're bringing it into your future and it's muddying the waters of what you're trying to do. It's reinforcing the idea of limitations, and it's reinforcing your doubts, and it's really slowing things down. You want to look at the situation from a different perspective that completely obliterates all of those limiting ideas and thoughts. So for instance, let's go back to the story of your specific person. You can create a story within yourself where you're like, you know what? I know that they really like me, they really love me, they're really all into me, and I know that they just couldn't admit it or whatever, but I know that they're going to. I know that they're going to get over this. And I'm not saying that you should specifically use that story, but anything that really makes you believe in the future that you're manifesting is what you want to do. So you want to reframe the past. You want to retell the story in a different way. You want to see it differently and change your perspective on it to the best of your ability. Change it as much as you can. And if you can completely change it. You can add scenes into your past. You can add conversations. You can add interactions, and you can add anything that you want. And you can take away anything that you want. And you can paint this beautiful picture as if it was always the way that you want it to be. Practicing that story the way that you want it to be is going to help you get into that mode and get into that place where you can reinforce the story that you want to create in your future. If anything, the most important thing is that you feel good about your interaction and your connection, and that you can see the two of you happy together. And if you can put that in your past and say, it already happened, it's always been that way, we've always loved each other, we've always been good together, these are all the wonderful things that we've always had. Influence yourself and encourage yourself to go in a direction that is the direction that you want to go in the future. Anything that helps you do that is helpful. And this makes sense why they always say that there's two sides to every story, because you can focus on the good or you can focus on the bad. What are you doing? Every story can be reframed in a positive light. And I would encourage you to simply allow yourself to forget the things that you don't want to bring into your future. This is why forgiveness is so healing and transforming for people, because you're doing it for the purpose of letting that story out of your system so that it's not continuing to hurt you and recreate for you. When it comes to changing the past, if there is anything that your specific person has ever done that you do not like, drop it and forget it right now. And I want for you to see the positive things about them. Every positive thing that you've ever seen about them. A lot of you say, oh, I see the light in them. I see how great they are. I see their potential. I want you to make that potential real. I want for you to harp on that and imagine that. Go back to the past and see where those things actually did happen. And I want you to add to it as much as possible. Change your story and change the past. There is no objective reality. So when you start to do this, the future is going to start to reflect what you've been practicing about the past. And if anything, it's all about your perspective. Take it as far as you can go when it comes to changing the past, because why not? It's gonna help you get what you want, and it's gonna help you get it faster. When you do this, you will see that the future starts to reflect what you are manifesting about the story of the past. So again, let's say for instance that your specific person told you that they're going away and they are not going to be able to come back. You're going to completely ignore that, and you're going to say to yourself, you're going to be like, yeah, I'm not buying that. Don't buy it. Don't react to it. Don't feel anything about it. It just doesn't feel real to you. And when something does not feel real to you, it's not real to you. Your feelings tell you what you're truly believing. So if you're feeling that scenario, you're believing it. You want to feel a different scenario. I don't buy that. And then you can go back and revise the past. You can play a completely different story in your head where they say, I will be right back. You can play a completely different story in your head, and you can have them say, I'm coming to be with you. Completely leave out the part about the time or distance or separation. That's probably the best thing that you could do for yourself, because if you don't remember any time or separation, if you only remember togetherness and plans to be together and being together, being on the same page, seeing eye to eye, you're going to manifest that in the future. So if there's any of you out there who are traumatized by the past, the way that this relationship has gone, it's not even real. You can create and manifest anything. There is nothing that could ever happen that could keep you from doing that. There's no scenario that can't completely turn around, and there's no future that you cannot create. So do yourself a favor and remember that every moment is now, and every waking moment reality that you're experiencing is the sum total of your thoughts that you are believing right now, past, present, and future. It's not objective, it's subjective. It is completely subject to change according to your thoughts. So it doesn't matter what traumatic experience happened or what history that you have, completely change it. Feel differently about it. Experience a different reality about it. And reinforce that story and keep relishing in that and keep living in that fairy tale, basically. And you're not trying to make anything happen. You're doing this because you really enjoy it. If you are trying to make something happen, that's the number one mistake that people make. If you're trying to make something happen, this is not going to work. If you're trying to make something happen, none of the manifesting techniques are ever going to work for you, because the fact that you're trying means that you don't believe it. When you believe something, it's easy, it's effortless, just like breathing. You don't think about breathing, you don't worry about breathing. It probably doesn't even cross your mind, but you can relish in the idea of breathing. You do that when you meditate. Oh, nice. So that is how you're going to treat all of these scenarios when you're trying to manifest. You're not going to try, you're going to allow it to be. You're going to have fun with it. You're going to allow it, and it's going to be easy and effortless. Imagine the things that you want to be real. Experience them as if they are real. The more real that something feels to you, the more real that it is. So you want to feel yourself hugging this person. You want to feel their hand on your body. You want to feel the embrace. You want to put your hands, your imaginary hands, on their face and feel it. You want for them to put their imaginary hands on your face, and you want to feel that. You want to feel it as viscerally as possible. And the more that you can do that, and the more that you can feel like, wow, I really feel like I just had that experience, I feel like it's real, that's when it's coming. So use this to revise the past so that it's not muddying your future. You can also create things a lot faster if you're doing this. Don't get confused by what you think is right or wrong or likely or not likely. That's when you're not manifesting. You are deciding to do this. I'm going to see it this way. This feels good to me. I believe this. This resonates with me. I like this reality, so I'm going to practice that reality. That's what you're doing. You're coming into your power about this, and you're deciding what you're going to believe, and you're being very deliberate about it. And that's how you create your future. So go back into your past, revise what you need to revise, see it the way that you want to see it, feel it the way that you want to feel it, and that, my friends, is how you're going to do it. Look, I'm not new to this, but this is a brand new channel, so please help me out. And if you like this video, please click the like button, do subscribe, and ring the bell button so that you receive updates every time that I release a new video. And if you ever have any questions about manifesting, comment below in any of my videos, and I will create videos around your questions. I'll have that link around here somewhere so that you can watch the rest of my playlist. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.
That was easy.